But earlier this year when Meghan Markle took to the stage, but she wasn't planning to speak. Do you remember? I mean, that's like almost saying night follows day, isn't it? Oh, I'm not going to speak, but here I'll just do 20 minutes. And then, eventually, if you get a hook long enough, you might get shot of me. And Meghan, if you remember, couldn't wait to introduce her husband. That's right, the former royal known as the Duke of Sussex. And he, of course, was just basking in her, well, moment of delight because she was suddenly again going to be giving a speech, basically telling us about how Invictus means so much to them. Well, so much to her, in fact. She did a couple of days and then slung her up because she wanted to get back doing Instagram, where she thought she could become a billionaire, writing in the sand, using her children to promote it. You get the picture. That was the deal, right? Now, here's where this gets more interesting for me because, you see, this is where I think it's a farce. If you remember, Meghan said, oh, well, every day that, Harry's up, the kids are there and she's fixing them breakfast and doing lunch boxes. But is lunchbox still a thing? Because she didn't know when she had, Billy Elliot. Do you remember? I mean, she no idea. Contradictory, the woman is a car crash at every level, right? So consequently she said, oh, who's daddy talking to? Oh, it's Invictus. Oh, it's always Invictus. Yeah, well, it's Invictus until it comes knocking on your door, right, Meghan? As ever, let me explain. Nice to see you, chums. Thank you so much for your time. Lovely to have your company. Isn't it good news, by the way? When you get to a certain age, sort of another nice wave. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for your time. It's true, though, isn't it? You get to a certain age and, the only person to have had an increase in their record sales are two veterans of the recent Glastonbury Festival. The brilliant Nile Rodgers from Chic, who I know very well, and just a great guy. Remember those great disco records of the 70s and early 80s and all the work that he did with the likes of Diana Ross, Johnny Mathis, Carly Simon, just good, strong songs. He's had an increase in sales, as had, of course, the rocker 80-year-old Rod Stewart, and well deserved, as I said the other day. Put on a cracking show, Rod, and I just think, you can't keep a good act down, can you? Whether you like his style of singing or not, he entertained you, and that's the deal, right? Now, someone who could entertain us, but has decided not to entertain the Invictus, of course, is Meghan Markle. She loves it so much, she kept saying, oh, it's terrific, we love coming here. And as I said, she was riding on the back of that golf buggy, do you remember? I mean, totally inappropriate stuff, right? And there you have this woman basically saying Invictus means the world to her and Harry. Now, as you know, Invictus Games is coming to Birmingham in a couple of years' time, and they're short of money, as are all charities. I'm not knocking that. All major charities are sick to the back teeth of not getting money. The reason why they're not getting money is because they waste the money on certain things like celebrity endorsements. There's one going at the moment where I'd love to know if this particular Oscar-winning actress, what she gives to that particular charity. Sitting on TV delivering an ad, used to play the Queen, get the picture. Now, I think they should say, I donated this much, because then you would know they're genuine. But, nothing, zip it, zilch, all of that. Now, according to a very well-placed source, and as ever, I have to say allegedly, it was basically suggested that as Meghan is now an entrepreneur with the likes of jam, crepes, sprinkles, and now wine, what about, for instance, making people feel good? And as ever, I have to say, allegedly, that Meghan could maybe donate 5 or even 10% of those profits to the Invictus Games. Now, I don't know about you, I think this makes perfect sense. She does incredibly well from the marketing and the PR and, of course, the exposure. She turns up in endless frocks, beams for the camera, they have their official videographer, all of that sort of stuff. Meghan gets free publicity for being Meghan Markle. Now, unless I'm mistaken, I couldn't see any donation on the accounts for the Archwell Foundation to the Invictus. If you can find me that, lovely, stand corrected, apologise. Can't find it. And of course, because they're looking for funds, they're looking at people that benefit from there. Now, I don't think any of the veterans should have to give anything. I think they've done enough, and I think this is their moment in the spotlight, and they should be allowed to shine. All those brilliant, brave men and women, I truly do salute you. I'm very impressed by your dedication and the fact that you don't give in. You're an inspiration to the rest of us. We all think we've got problems, right, chums? Watch a bit of them and then tell me you feel the same way. Totally different. But of course, a lot of these things could be funded by the rich. Yeah, all those rich, It's all very well, but Meghan's invested in things like the Sesta handbags and the coffee thing. Has she invested in Invictus Games? Can't find it. They'd like some money. How about it, Meghan? Perhaps some of the huge profits that you think you're going to get from the ongoing sale of that wine. Either way, we're all waiting. After all, you said it's all about Invictus, and you are so behind your husband in this. So, snap open your purse, sister. We're all ready. Neil Sean, Kensington, London.